My beautiful bookish friends. So what we're gonna do today is ignore the hair situation. I think the cold weather and everything, like I washed it last night and now it's staticky, it's all over the place. I don't think it dried right. Like, it's just a hot mess. It needs something. So we're gonna ignore that. But what we're not gonna ignore is some books. So if you guys didn't watch last weekly reading vlog, you should go do that. Because it wasn't like particularly exciting, but I did read some good books. And also there's a wrap up in there kind of encompassing everything I read in the fall and a book haul. So check that out. Other than that, I have 4 books I've recently finished, 2 of which were not in the vlog, so we're going to talk about those first. I was feeling really super slumpy before I started the last reading vlog, so I decided a graphic novel that would give me like some quick satisfaction by finishing it, because I can read this in like a couple hours, maybe less, would be the trick. So I did read Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me, and this was heartbreaking. I think this book did a really good job of depicting teenage relationships when you're at a point where you're already very vulnerable and someone who you see as, you know, out of your league or better looking than you or more popular than you know, however you want to frame it, looks at you and, you know, starts dating you. But then they do all these really bad things like cheating and emotional manipulation and, you know, telling you one thing and meaning another, just like a lot of gaslighty bad stuff. So that's what this depicted, and it was super, I think, refreshing to see one that didn't end with someone being like, I'm gonna be better. Like, no, like the people who were bad people ended up being bad people, but our main character finds herself because of the experience. So it's kind of one of those books that's like, you'll get through it, and like right now it's still gonna suck, but like 15 years down the line you're gonna be like, wow, I'm kind of happy I went through that, because now I know what not to look for in a relationship. So the illustrations were really pretty. I like the art style. It's very like grays and pinks and stuff. And there's also some emotional parts in here about like being a good friend regardless of who you're dating, and, you know, where you should put your priorities in all of that. So I gave this one 4 stars, and if I ever saw like Laura Dean, like whoever the real person was who inspired that character, we're automatically fighting. So then I read Terms and Conditions. I read this in like a couple days. This was super good. I did like the fine print better, maybe just because the setup to the relationship in this one was much more overly dramatic, cheesy kind of vibe going on. But this was still very good. I think Declan was a little more fleshed out as a male hero. And Iris was a really good character. I just wanted, I don't know, it's not like anything was missing. It's just, I think I like the fine print better. So yeah, this one I gave 4 stars. I can't wait for the final offer. That's the last one in the series, or should I say the 3rd one? They might do more. But this book has been all over TikTok. The whole series has really, but this one I think addressed some things too about childhood trauma that the other one talked about, and also how, you know, sometimes we try to avoid becoming our parents so much that we turn into like clones of them and don't even realize it. So there's some good like self-reflection in here too. That was a 4 star. And then the 2 that I finished during the vlog, The Crown of Gilded Bones, which I talked about in the last vlog a little bit. This one I will say was really disappointing to me because I did enjoy the first 2 in this series more. This one definitely suffered from too much filler. It was still this was actually a 3-star read for me, where all the other ones have been like 4 or 5 star, sorry. So this one, especially with how chunky it was, I think was just really disappointing and could have served with being a lot shorter probably like at least 100 pages shorter, and I think I would have enjoyed it more. However, I am going to get the last book in the series because I feel like that one's going to hopefully wrap everything up in a really nice way. And then maybe get the spin-off series that's like the prequel to all of this. And the last one, Love on the Brain, was a 5-star read for me, which is the first 5-star read I've had in a while. Everything's been like just short. Like it's just 3 stars, just 4 stars, like something's missing. This book to me had nothing missing. It was lovely. A lot of people say it's a carbon copy of The Love Hypothesis, and there's a lot of similarities, but the biggest thing I saw people complaining about was like, why do we have to talk about the issues with women in STEM again? Because they're still a problem. Like, I don't understand why that's hard to grasp. So, very good, and it was a nice little short read, which was great after finishing this. I needed a break. So, now that all of those are done, my goal for this week, especially with the Thanksgiving holiday happening, is to read books I already started, like finish them off, get them out of the way, or DNF them regardless, and finish The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. I definitely like The Gentleman's Guide more, but we're gonna see. And then I have a novella from this series on the Hoopla app that I want to listen to. And then after that, I don't know. I think I might just kind of see where the mood takes me. I might read The Final Gambit. I might read... I'm trying to think of other series I need to finish. I do have some graphic novels I could get through and kind of fill that shelf. So we'll see where it takes us. But right now, as it stands, I'm on page 270 of The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy, and I'm going to work and listen to that until I'm done. So clearly I am not where I normally am. I am at our little accommodations for Thanksgiving. We're staying at this little lodge. It's very cute. Yeah, so no reading has been done beyond one chapter of the X-Hex. And that's because yesterday and today have been wild with trying to get everything ready for Thanksgiving and stuff. So as it stands, still haven't finished Lady's Guide to Petticoats Piracy. I'm gonna try and do that tonight. At least finish that. And I think I forgot to bring a physical book, so I might read some ebooks. So that will come as we get going. But right now, I'm just gonna chill. I'm not gonna show like the house because I think like this is an actual person's house that they rent out, kind of like an Airbnb bed and breakfast type thing. So yeah, I'm winded from carrying all the stuff in from the car. But yeah, we're gonna play games tonight. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna have fun. So you guys will see some of that. And yeah, that's about it. I will show you guys one thing. The house that we stayed in 2 years ago was very similar to this one. It was just a very different layout. This one looks like maybe an older construction, but this couch is perfect to read on. It has this loft and these windows, and it's the perfect little reading nook. I love it. So that is where I will be reading and probably napping because that's what I did last year. Okay, now I'm just walking around the house looking. I feel like I'm one of those reality shows where everybody has to pick their own room as I'm like wandering around, figuring out which one is the best. There's one with a big bathtub. That might have to be mine. There's just it's so fun. It's at like this ski lodge that has a golf course and stuff. So we don't do this every year. We didn't do it last year. We did the year before because COVID. We were able to isolate. And here has the Wi-Fi. So this one might have to be my room. Well, hi. It's been a few days since you've seen my face, and here's why. I forgot to vlog on Thanksgiving. And then yesterday, didn't really do anything. But today, I am cleaning and getting ready to put up Christmas decorations. I have a few things up already. But yeah, I'm just sweeping, playing some music, cleaning the house. And I haven't finished any reading. I have nothing to update you on. That's all I have right now. But I am going to show you guys a little unhaul that I'm doing. So yeah, let's go with that. So, like I just said in that little clip, we're doing an unhaul and then I will wrap up this vlog because I have no real other updates. Other than I'm almost done with Lady's Guide to Petticoat and Piracy, and I haven't made any more progress on the X-Hex, so there's nothing else to talk about. So, for this unhaul, I have like 8 books, I think, here. And these ones I decided to unhaul because, one, they're taking up space on my shelf, and I know I will probably never read them, or because they're a series that I have just lost interest in and don't really care to finish. And that's kind of the case with this one. This is Pandora Gets Jealous. I have had this book since I was in middle school, and it's very hard to find them now. I have all but one of the books, and the problem with that is that I can't find the other one. They're not really in print anymore, and I don't know. I might hold on to this. I might post it on Pango. I just haven't decided. But for now, I'm going to unhaul it. If I decide to keep it, y'all will know. But I have the second book, which I just keep like not getting to. I have the third and fourth book, but I don't have the 5th book, I think. And there's like 6, and I think I have the 6th book. So they're just hard to find, and I know I'm probably not going to reread them. So this is a great series. I really love it. It got me interested in Greek mythology. But you know, it's kind of time to let it go. The next one is Tell Me 3 Things, which I read and really enjoyed. It is a very kind of just sweet, kind of sad book that has a lot of like back and forth between the characters over email. So it's a really fast read. Like this is a whole chapter here of just them talking back and forth. But the book is a little bit young for me now. I know I'm not going to reread it. I remember it well. It was very good. But I didn't enjoy Julie Buxom's other book that I read. So I think I'm just kind of growing out of this genre. So yeah, I'm going to unhaul it. The next 2 are a duology that I really enjoyed, but again, I won't be rereading, and I think that it's better to sell these books so someone else can enjoy them rather than me just keeping them on my shelf so that I have a bigger looking collection. And that is The Girl from the Well and The Suffering. I do love Ringe Pecco very much. I love her writing. However, I'm not going to reread these books. And they are also at my library, so if I do decide I want to reread them, I have them anytime I want them. The next one is These Witches Don't Burn, and This Coven Won't Break. So this was supposed to be a trilogy, but the 3rd book got dumped, stopped, something that happened where it just never got published. Or it's like a novella, and I'm not into doing all the different side quests of a book series. When I reread this one, I realized that I didn't like the characters as much as I did the first time. So I thought about getting rid of it. And then the amount of times that I have realized that I just don't care about what happens next, because I didn't even know about the sequel for the longest time, and I thought this ended in a semi-good place. I just thought, you know what, it's time to let these go. Someone else can read them and enjoy them. Yeah, I have plenty of other witchy reads that I enjoy on a deeper level than these books. Last two are standalones. One is the epic Norse myths and tales. I got this book mostly for the looks, and then I didn't even finish reading it because the print is so small and it's very hard to read. And like, yeah, I'm never gonna crack this back open and read it. So I would rather just check out a bunch of different books from the library that focus on the same subject. And the last one is Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. This is another one that I really enjoyed this book. I liked the twist. It was very good. However, I'm just kind of, like, I know I'm not going to read it again because I'm past the, shock and everything of it. But super good book. I recommend this one. And all these books will be posted on my Pango as well as any other books I've unhauled recently. There's a lot going on there. I have a sale going on, and yeah, if you guys are interested in that, it's always linked down below. But that's it for this reading vlog. It was definitely shorter than the last one because the last one was almost an hour. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.